Hello, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. I am the Emanuela and this is my podcast, Sister Say What, where I give my opinion on matters arising, cutting across gender, relationship, marriage, belief systems, and what have you. So how was your week? I hope you had a beautiful one and I hope things are falling in place gradually for you and I hope you've got testimonies. I hope you've got things to be grateful for, and no matter what happens, count your blessings over your losses. Yep. So do not focus on the losses. That's what you got for today. Alright, for this episode, inviting a friend to your home. Something is up. Something broke out last week and it's a pathetic one. A story of betrayals and backbiting with a philandering husband. It's a lot, trust me. So I'm just going to give you a really quick rundown of it, and then I'm going to come in, of course, with my opinions and how you should handle these sorts of things, or at least prevent these sorts of things from coming up. So apparently this lady had a seemingly happy marriage. Her husband was really gentle and kind and caring, performing his duties and supporting her in her career and everything. But she never noticed that her husband was a philandering man or a philandrous man. One of those English. So, and being a philanderer was not just the problem. He kept harassing her helps. And she only got aware of this because one of the helps, she kind of just got tired of helps leaving and then called the agent. Please help me talk to this one. Tell her not to leave. I really need her around. And then the help opens up to the agent and says, this man keeps harassing me everywhere. And only then did she realize that it has been a cycle. He keeps harassing the helps, even her workers in the studio and every. But then he was a really gentle man to her. There was no domestic violence. So she wasn't in a hurry to complain, because in the Nigerian society, man is not beating you. What are you living for? Because of other girls. It's obtainable. So she kind of wanted to, leave it out and every. But along the line, shit started to get real and it just kept happening and it was disrespectful. And eventually the people she called friends got involved, and today everything has collapsed. And yeah, here's the part I missed out. She at a point in time, she was like, okay, that's fine, you can keep doing stuff outside, let's have an open marriage, because I don't get how you get to enjoy all of this and I don't enjoy anything, considering that their sex life was whack. They could go weeks, months without having sex, and she has her needs. And at a point in time, he even became irritating to her because he's out there, bringing all the disrespect to her, And so she's like, fine, let's have an open marriage. I get it, guy, you do your stuff. And dude is like, no, I do not subscribe. You see, many men cannot just take what they dish. And it was so unfair, and she realized she just got to leave the marriage, because if you're getting stuff and not getting nothing, and you're not even trying to stop. So she had plans, instead making plans to leave, and then she now let her friends in on it, especially her plan to also get a man, land a cute dick. Eventually, friends turned into snakes, and somehow she didn't even get to leave as planned. They kind of lets the husband in on the plan that she now has a man. This is a man who's got several women in town, and your wife just got one and you're going haywire. So, when we tell you guys that these men don't have the heart, like, it's not really about, I love you, don't share your body. No, it's just about, don't disrespect me. I've got the control. I'm the one who's supposed to be able to do stuff. You don't get to do nothing. That's what it was really about. But then, that's just the entire gist. Of course, I missed out a lot. I'm not here to actually give you the whole story. You can go look it up. So what I'm here to talk about today is bringing a friend to live in your matrimonial home. For how long should you let a friend live in your matrimonial home? And how long is cool? How long is safe? loyal friend, trusted friend, whatever. What's the deal? What's the shenanigans that come with bringing a friend to live in your matrimonial home for a while? Hello, welcome to my channel. You would see some of the most controversial, weirdest, and also very pleasant conversations. Okay, so now, I am all about keeping friends as a married person. Keep friends, especially for the woman, so that you can still have some kind of life, because men tend to have a life while women tend to not have a life and, get all obsessed about their children and then eventually get miserable because they're missing out on life. Of course, this is not for everybody, but statistically, most people, we know that. So, but keeping friends does not equal bringing your friends to live in your home with you. I'm against that. I will always be against that. And this is for both genders, both the man and the woman. And yes, I'm going to give you another quick rundown of the story, because I know many people are going to be thinking it's just women. No, this one I'm going to tell you is a man. So one of my friends here, he was giving me a hot gist. He just called me up and like, babe, I have gist for you. This is what's happening at the moment. So in their company, they sent a colleague to an outside field work in Ibadan. Okay. And now he was giving accommodation allowance. Now he gets there, but his friend who also works with the company, but the branch in Ibadan. So his friend is like, come and stay with me. Why get an accommodation when I'm here? Come spend time with me. I think he was supposed to stay, the outside work was supposed to last outside posting, right? It was supposed to last for 6 months. It was supposed to last for 6 months. And the accommodation was going to be covered. So his friend is like, come stay with me. And so the guy moved in with the friend and his wife to, so that they could use the accommodation money and, enjoy life and every. Guess what happened, 3 months down the line, the colleague, realizes there's been changes in the wife's attitude and all of that. And so one day he gets hold of her phone and he sees where she's chatting the man, telling him how big this is, how, interesting he is, how he gives her just the best, how she's having the fun of her life, how she wishes the 6 months, the remaining 3 months, right, doesn't finish already, so they could keep enjoying it. Woo! Gang. Dude, this one past Nollywood guy. I'm telling you. I just kept laughing. I kept laughing and laughing. I was like, this. So, but I told my friend, hey, calm down. This is not new. This shit happens all the time. But most times it happens with girls, right? They say your friend is with your husband. And why it mostly happens with women is because it's usually women who travel somewhere and don't have a place to stay and cannot afford, or even when they can afford, women don't really like spending money a lot on certain things. They prefer spending money on some other stuffs, so usually women that look for accommodation spaces and all that. Men, it could happen outside where your friends are, looking into your wife's business. But when it comes to living in the home, it's usually women. But this one was a man, and it was so funny to me. So it was a catastrophe in the office. I'm telling you, it was office gist. So everybody, you know how they're like, Mr. XY, I heard your something is working, is active, is big. So it was totally embarrassing for the colleague in Ibadan, and his marriage had a whole breakdown. The wife and the husband, they're still living together. The husband could not let the wife go for some reason, so they're still trying to patch up the wedding. But of course, the colleague is gone for good, and the wife is now under a microscope. She's always being watched by the husband. So only them know how to sort that out. So that's not my business. So I'm just trying to tell you right now that for both genders, bringing a friend to live is a no-no. Do not try it. Don't do it. Okay? And a good way to go about that is, one, have an agreement, have a mutual agreement with your partner that no friend is allowed to stay for more than 3 days. If they are here on a 3-day conference, they're allowed to stay only 3 days. If they're here on a week's conference, they're allowed to stay only 3 days. If they can't find where to stay, they should rent a hotel. That is why we have hotels. They should rent a hotel. Alrighty. And then secondly, if you are the type that cannot say no, because we know that there are people who just can't open their mouth and say no. They say, she's been my friend for long. But now my guy now, let him come and stay. They always find, a way to give in to people's requests. So if you're that kind of person that cannot say no, there's a simple solution. Use your partner as an excuse. Hey nigga, I would really love for you to stay over, but madam say no. Madam talk say go past 3 days. You tell your friend, babe, I would really love for you to stay with us, but my husband said no, there cannot be more than 3 days. So on the 3rd day, please, by then we believe you would have sorted yourself out and you will be moving somewhere. And now telling them is not just enough, because some people will think, they can keep postponing and before they've stayed there for 3 months. On the 3rd day, get a thank you card or a farewell card let your partner sign it. Say, babe, since you're leaving today, this is a card from my husband. He says thank you for spending 3 days with us. Really enjoyed your stay, and he's wishing you well from here. If you're a man, you do the same thing to your guy. Get a nice card with flowers. Women can make fine flowers. Make it look like it's coming from your wife. Let her sign on it. Say, nigga, you gotta go. Farewell to you. We enjoyed your stay. Use your partner as an excuse. Nobody can quarrel with you. Nobody can question you when you say, my madam said this one. My yoga said this one. Use it as an excuse. And that is how you keep friends away from your matrimonial home for more than 3 days. 3 days max. If you go lose guard, leave them for more than 3 days. Whatever happens with your wife, whatever happens with your husband, you sort it out too. You sort it out and know how you do it. And that's it for today's episode. Let me know which of the stories that got to you. Let me know what you think about it. And do you have any further suggestions? Do you have any opinions? Do you have any advice? Drop them in the replies. I'll be there waiting for you. Have a lovely rest of the week. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. From me, have a lovely rest of the week. Bye. To join in on my podcast conversations, drop your opinions in the comments. They may agree with mine, they may contradict, but your comments may be featured in a next episode. Catch my podcast on the go by listening in on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Simply search for Sister Say What on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe and leave me a great review on iTunes. Talk to you again. Bye.